You talked about the closet.
So in a closet for five days. Dark closet where you can't stand or sit down properly or lay down. You just sit there with your legs bent up to your chest. It's really dark in there. And when they pull you out of the closet, it's so bright out that you black out for a while. And you wake up on the floor getting kicked around. Get up, do your chores. Oh yeah, get put back in there again. And you're waking up from being kicked around, and then you don't even know what your chores are because you're blacked out when they're telling you what they want you to do. So you get into more trouble because you don't know where your chores are, what you're supposed to be doing. I was in there for 9 years.
What did you think about your family not being there?
Um, I thought I never really thought more of them. I thought, what did I do so wrong that they left me there? I couldn't figure out what was it that I did that they put me in such a bad place like this. Probably the third time they tried to come around to come and get me, and I seen the RCMP escorting them away from the residential area and escorting them right down to the dock. I told them if they came back, they were going to be put to jail, come back and try to get me. So they never ever came back. So I seen that. So before I seen that, I was blaming my grandparents and my dad because that's who I grew up with. I was mad at them for leaving me in such an awful place, and then wondering why they left me there. You know? With the help of my older relatives that were there, made it a little bit easier at the end, because then some of the native people started getting hired to work there at the end of the one before it closed. But before all that, there was pretty. You start to wonder today, where do they find all these neat people? You don't feel like that. And then the other one is how could I be like them as a supposedly a Christian or whatever, and then treat people like that?
Well, you told me a story about what was done with bodies at St. Mike's and the incinerator.
Jordan, they would wrap these kids up, whether they died from Hep C or tuberculosis, and wrap them up, and they would put them inside this big thing called the incinerator. There's a big drum, really huge drum, about 6 feet tall, maybe taller. And you'd fill that up with paper and put that wrapped child in there. And they would make us light that fire. And the whole town would stink. The whole place of that area would stink. You could smell the body burning.
So you had a long time to think about this, Charles. Why in the world do you think someone would do something like that? Do you have any?
That comes from Jordan. I've never, I often thought about that. Where does that much anger and pain come from? How does it grow like that? And then I wonder, how come these people never got put in jail for what they did wrong?
Edited and summarized, easy to share with loved ones. The description below the title for this video has these summary points.